Okay, welcome. What's up, everybody? This is my first live video. We are in my home studio in Byfield, Massachusetts right now. Hi, Amanda. So I'm here and we're here because I wanted to take advantage of this time during some isolation to connect with you guys. And right off the bat, I want to say, please, everybody be healthy and safe. I am thinking about my other, entrepreneurial friends. I'm thinking about my restaurant friends. I'm thinking about my teacher friends, my educator friends. We will get through this together. We will be safe and healthy as much as possible. And, as always, please reach out if there's anything that me or your community can do. We will work together to do that as a team. So I'm going to start with the Facebook questions. We had a lot of them. Hope asked, what inspired you to choose wire for your artistic medium? Ironic that Miss Rhett just started joining. I started making art in high school at Triton High School, which I live right next door to. I started my senior year because I had a bunch of study periods, and I just spent the time in there, and Robin Verrett was such an amazing art teacher. She just kind of let me come in and hang out, and it was so fun to kind of create. And I started with clay, and then I did some ceramics and glass and other things, never photo, but I found the wire, and it was so fun because it was so manipulative and easy to work with and malleable, and I just stuck with it. And it was something that, over time I've always been working with my hands with tools with my dad and everything, but now that I found this art form that I could kind of work with, it just made sense to me, and my hands found it easy to do, and now it's kind of my job. The next question we had was from Bonnie on Facebook. When you make leaves at the end of the wire, do you have to heat the wire? I do not. The wire that I use is 22 gauge wire, and it is very easy to kind of bend and twist, and I never actually have to heat any of the wire to shape it, which is awesome. Nicole just asked, what kind of gauge wire do you use? Like I just said, it's about 22 gauge wire. I use copper, tinned copper, and steel wire. And I just love that thickness. I used to start and use thicker wire, but this gauge is really easy to work with. I do a lot of classes and teaching with kids and adults of all ages and abilities, and this is what I found the best. Alice asked what tools are needed to begin working with wire. Technically, literally one pair of needle nose pliers, which is my tattoo here. Shout out to Kyle Harrison. That's really the one tool you need. You can be more fancy as you kind of go along. There's jeweler's pliers, there's snub nose pliers, there's all different types to kind of bend and twist, but for me, the needle nose pliers is definitely the easiest. Barbara asked, do you wear gloves while working on your art to protect from punctures? I do not. I do use gloves when I'm welding or grinding or anything like that, but most of my work is so just hands-on, and I need to do the details and kind of shape and everything, so I do not use gloves. What's next? Ryan asked, what did I get started with wire art as opposed to other mediums? Like I said, just being in school and having it be something really easy. It didn't require a lot of tools or prep work or, dry time or curing or anything like that. It was just really awesome. So we're going to hop over to Facebook now. We'll start at the bottom. Liz, my mom already knows I'm not wearing gloves. Thank you everybody for joining. I see my friends and family in there. I love you guys. Okay, so first Instagram question was from Mandy. any lessons learned during your journey that you would care to share to someone just starting off? Hi, Kim. This is a really good question. I talk about this a lot when I go into schools. The biggest thing you can do is just start. Share, give something to a friend, make something for somebody. You have your own vision and your own talent, and if you don't actually make something, you'll never start. It really is, the walk of 1,000 steps, starting with just one. So I would definitely say, keep it up, keep posting about it, sharing about it. Eventually you will gain traction and get better. The C by Me on Instagram, how you doing? How do you price your art? It's one of the hardest things. This is a really good question. This is something that I even talk about with other artists in my circles. Pricing and value is something that is kind of a moving target. The biggest thing that people say is you just, whatever somebody was willing to pay for it, which is, I don't really like that answer. For me, it's kind of trial and error, as well as the business side of things. You do have costs that you obviously want to meet. But I think the most important thing is, what do you value yourself? What do you want to make an hour? Or what is the cost of your overhead and all that stuff? And what do you think is the value of your work? And then you can go from there. You can go higher or lower. I've done this for 9 years, and it's finally, getting to a point where my work is in galleries, and that has a different value too. So I would definitely say pricing your work, at least, for your cost and then your labor, and then you can always go up or down from there. That's a good question. Eamon, my cousin, if you could make a tree with anything as the base, what would it be? Also, what type of wire would it be? Basically, what is your dream project? That's a good one. I love creating kind of the bonsai trees, or the ones with leaves on them. So I would love to do a really big one. I just finished a pretty large tree right here. But I would love to do a really big one, and I'd love to have maybe a hotel or, some kind of building in the public where they want something huge in the lobby. So if anybody has that connection, let me know. RLG, what's up, Ryan? Full tour of your workshop. I want to see where the magic happens. Also, where do you see yourself 7 years from now? Scale your business, relocation, degree of projects, whatever. I will definitely give a full tour of the workshop soon. I kind of set it up just like this because I cleaned a ton and wanted to make it look nice. 7 years from now, I'm going to be in Split Rock Studios, which, for those of you that don't know, I've been planning on building a home and studio for over 4 years now. It's something that I'm really excited about. So I'll be there, living there, working there, maybe with a family by then, who knows. For me, I would love to see, my work getting in bigger, more public places, different galleries, different businesses, definitely teaching more on, in the community, but maybe even traveling or maybe something online, depending on how technology goes. Phoenix, what's up, Phoenix? Who are your biggest artistic influences? I would definitely say, Marcus Sebastiano, Ali Sabet. Shout out to Ali for the shirt. It was so great to see him in LA with Gianna and Sarah this January before we could, not travel. There's so many people that are local, Dale Chihuly, Josh Simpson. They've made such great names for themselves by the diversity of their work and the seriousness of their business, and those would be people that I would love to strive to be like. Sarah Lord, how excited are you for summertime flatbread dates and running around in your backyard? I am freaking stoked for that. If you're in the chat right now listening and you want to join flatbread in my backyard running around with music playing, you should definitely comment a pizza emoji and we'll make that happen. Zoe from up the street, where's your favorite place to get inspiration for trees? This is a good question because I don't get out into nature as much as I'd like. I do like working here and hanging here. But when I do go out, I'm constantly taking pictures. of trees. I also am lucky that the internet is so great. People will send me, photos that they've gone and taken from all over the world. And so sometimes the community comes together like that, and I can actually see trees that I would have never, ever seen. Dave, how many feet of wire goes into your different size pieces? That's a good question. Depending on the size of the tree, anywhere from maybe 100 feet or so for something small, like this. Put this one right here. All the way up to thousands of feet. I get wire in half-mile or mile spools at a time. So it's a lot of wire to that goes into the work. Just depends on how much I need for the certain type of trees. Next question. What chemicals do you use to get the patina on your roses? So for those of you that don't know, I make copper roses. I need to make more of them right now. But I use a heat treat. I quench the top for the red color, and then I actually use ammonia vapors to do the green patina on the bottom. So that's a little top tip. What's up, family across the street? How are you guys? Good to see you. I miss you guys. All right. So, since Jenny Jean asks, since all art is a collaboration, who would you be collaborating next with? Dream collaboration. Stay safe and well. Thank you so much, Boston artist. I would love to work with, an architect or a big designer. Tanya Nyack, any of the Boston people, to really try to, I'd love to be able to kind of work with them and do an installation and have one of my pieces be really seen in that light. I think it's important to, as a designer, that I would want to use local artists and people that are also in the community, so I would love to be able to do something like that. I just saw some live stuff, guys. Kimberly, hi Kim, Hard Studio, love you guys. At what part in your life did you say I'm going to make wire trees? I think that was when I was 18, and I don't think I even said that I was going to make wire trees. I think I said to myself after I graduated, I'm going to make wire art in general. So I would say when I was 18. And then Phoenix asked, max sushi rolls consumed in one sitting. Man, do I want to admit? I think I was with Jen once and we ate like at least 10. It's gotta be like 10 full rolls. It's gotta be 10, over 10 probably. Margarita on Instagram asked, was there a significant obstacle you were worried about when you first starting out? How'd you overcome it? I think it was self-doubt. I think the biggest thing that all artists, and I know some people are artists in the chat, the hardest thing for us is to say that we're an artist. Say, admit to yourself and be true to yourself and thinking, this is what I want to do. This is what my passion is. I have value, and my ideas and my work has value. And over time, that's gotten easier. Now when I go into, business meetings or client meetings, it's important to just, I think that's the biggest obstacle people find is like, oh, I'm a bartender and an artist. No, you're an artist first. It's who you are as a person. Kimchi on Instagram, what are your goals for 2020? Like I just said, I'm in the process of buying land to build a home and studio. So hopefully by the end of the year, that'll be up and running. I would love for that to happen. It's been a long time in the making. Hi, Sarah. You just missed it. I already asked about your question. Kyle's Kinetics on Instagram. Great guy. What's the project client most difficult thing you've ever made? How did you learn to do all this? Was it just trial and error? Any formal art education? I've definitely had pieces that challenged me with my art and making sure that the communication is good. I think the biggest challenge sometimes is when I do things in other people's homes, like a true installation where I've done, I did a welded tree in a school, and I did a welded tree in a client's home for their laundry room, and that's a really level of detail and respect and safety of their home, and making sure I'm not damaging anything, but also you want to make sure that you're making something that you really love, and that's something that I got through just from taking my time, being patient, paying attention to details. Something that I say a lot is, what's the difference between you wanting to do that is you just have to care. You have to care about everything, care about the materials, care about the process, care about, everything about it, and that will show. Gordo Glass asked, where do you buy your suits? Oh man, Men's Warehouse, too much, dude, too much. Tell us about the time you were abducted by aliens. I would, but I don't remember it. Are you Team Joe Exotic or Team Carol? I was going to try to start watching that with my mom today, but we didn't get to because I was cleaning the whole basement. Next question from Lindsay. How do you plan your trees? Do you sketch it all out as in your head, or is there any sketch when it comes to wire? How many different trades have you made? Man, this is a good question, and I'm not surprised Lindsay asked it, because for those of you that don't know, Lindsay Hall is an incredible artist who sketches everything out and is super planned. For me, I've done, I'll start at the end. I've made over 400 trees in the last 9 years. So I kind of know, how to plan it out and what I'm doing. So for me, I do kind of do a lot of mental stuff. I don't physically write anything out. But there are times when I need to show a client or something what their piece might look like. So for that, I will either provide photos of other pieces that I've done. It's just kind of for them to communicate kind of what they want to get. Sarah. Phoenix, the tree that behind me is my favorite, would definitely be this newest commission one I just finished. I hope the client likes it. And Sarah, oh man, you're too funny. Alyssa, my cousin, what is your favorite part of the whole process of the tree, from picking out the base to the finished product? That's a good question. For me, it depends on the piece. If it's something that I'm making for myself, for inventory or for a show, I want to be creative, and obviously something spoke to me about the piece to want to be able to, shape it or make it for that reason, or maybe I've had the rock for a while. I think the best part and the favorite part is actually when it is commissioned, because that person's trusting you, they're seeing the value of your time and work, and all of a sudden now you're the one that's getting to, create something that they want. And that's something very humbling as an artist. I'm sure all my artist friends out there know the feeling that you get when someone pays you for your own work. It's really amazing. Steph made pizza for dinner, and there's a piece for you. And my house is very sterile. And if I had to quarantine with one person, it would definitely be Liam Neeson. Because he would find the coronavirus and he would kill it. Madeline Lord Metal, love Maddie. Tell the origin story of your love for trees. Did you study them as a kid, or is your love of wire turned into imaginary trees? Byfield, where I live, we live in the woods. I've run outside with my brother in the, among the trees and the brook and the rocks for literally my entire life. And watching how the roots grew and how the branches grew, it's just something I've been around forever. So for me, it just made perfect sense to be able to, see that and get inspired by it. And now, I just love nature, and the fact that I can recreate it in something that's not natural, is amazing. Porta Palm, thank you. My best friend is definitely B3. I can't wait to hang out with you guys when we're back. Mark Klaus, what's up, man? When do you find yourself most inspired to create? This is a good question. For those of you that don't know, I'm like such a night owl. Even after I'm up playing video games with my family, I'll come in here and twist and work. The house is quiet. The TV's on. It's just something about that Zen moment, and it's not surprising for me to be able to kind of have hours pass. Another question that a lot of people asked was, what music or TV do you watch? I do usually watch TV, so I can have my eyes kind of distracted up by, by the visuals of it, so I'm not staring at my hands for too long. And I watch so much. I binge Netflix. I record a ton of TV on Comcast. Really, really just so many different things. Redhead Rambling. What's one place you'd love to have one of your creations? Like I said, a big hotel or maybe a luxury restaurant somewhere in the lobby where somebody walks in and the lighting is nice and the room is dark, and I'd be honored to have something like that. Also, what's been the greatest struggle in getting where you are today, and any advice you'd give to those going through it right now, especially with the current times? That's the greatest struggle besides physically and mentally. The struggle of entrepreneurship and the art is, I think, staying creative and positive. Those of you that know me know that I'm constantly going out and meeting new people, seeing new people, following new artists, working with younger artists, working with older artists. There's something really magical about learning from other people and experimenting with other people. Christine, you know who you are, working with you, and all the other local artists in this community. I mean, I love all you guys, and that's how I go out and we go get the drink, or we go to an art place or something. That really helps me. And in regards to the virus affecting so many people, look at what we're doing right now. There's 20-something of us all in one thing. I'm honored that you guys are tuning in, and I hope to do this more, and we will get through this. I had a bunch of sold out classes this coming weekend, and unfortunately they had to be postponed, so I'm hoping that people will return, and I hope to do more of those. Shout out to all the local businesses: Ovidius, Sylvaticus, True North, Cellar Door, Ipswich Museum, the Newburyport Art Association. My connection with you guys is the reason that I can share my passion with so many people. Kathy Johnson, Real Estate. What a great idea. We'll be watching. How much wire do you use in your beautiful pieces? What's the largest and smallest piece? So, that would be kind of like what I said earlier. It depends. Anywhere between around 100 feet, probably less. My largest piece, which I actually have this whole book about the process of making. The largest piece is 4 feet by 4 feet with 1,710 wires, so it's very large. And it looks like this. Let me see I think that'll work. Eli, that's you, bro. Justin, I love you, man. Sarah, our fake marriage was incredible. Shout out to Kelsey in the Newburyport studio. We had an amazing shoot there a couple weeks ago before all this. Thank you, Sarah. Alyssa, I wish we were at Michael Bublé right now. That was a lot of fun. Mandy asked on Instagram, any insight into how long it takes for you, the different sizes would be great. Also, what tools are your favorite? Time is something that is really difficult. I usually have multiple projects kind of going down depending on what I'm working on. So for me, I would say maybe 4 to 8 hours for a small one, and then the largest one, like the one in the book, was over 200. This one right here is probably close to maybe 50 or 60. So it takes a long time. And I actually that's almost all the questions. So before we head out, I do have a little surprise. If my parents could come down, we'll pick a winning person. I want to thank everybody who asked the question. I'm definitely going to be doing this more. If there's anything that you want to learn about or see or ask, maybe even something different for my studio and I can give a better in-depth tour, please feel free to message me or comment. Maybe when I repost the video. I will repost the video, Lindsay, so you can hear me answer your questions. Yeah, it would just be awesome to get more feedback, and hopefully I can do this more. Can you pass me that? So I took everybody that asked a question, and I put your name in this bowl. And I'm going to send a pack of my new cards. Thank you, Mary, for helping me with these. There's 10 different cards. They have envelopes. They're blank inside. They are perfect for, especially these times, writing a note to someone that you miss, or I use them and I write a thank you to people that purchase one of my pieces. I will definitely be sending you one of these packs of cards. So the person that I'm going to be sending them to is Redhead Rambling on Instagram. So thank you so much, Rachel, and I'll have to send you another pack. With that being said, I do have some, like I said, I have cards. I have a couple Wyber Ryan ideas. Shout out to Mike and the team. I'm wearing my ideas pants, and they do all my shirts and hats. I do have some merch and stuff that's available. Definitely feel free to message me if you'd like to purchase any. It goes a long way in helping me and spreading the brand. And with that, we are going to, sign off. And thank you, Lee. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mandy, for checking in. Thank you, Liz. You all heard Tiny Circus's new album in the beginning. Jonathan, appreciate you, man. I'm going to send, with that free card, I think I'm going to send a copy of the CD as well. So we'll put a CD in there for Rachel, too. And with that, everybody stay safe and healthy. And I love you all. And we will see you next time. So from my studio to yours, thank you. And I love you all. That's it.